Hello collective, welcome to the channel. It is September 13th, 2025. And we're going to check in with Spirit, see what storyline they'd like to share with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective. Current circumstance for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective. All right. In the central energy. Knight of Wands. Somebody wants to commit to a purpose. In the challenge position. We have research. Somebody's shining a light on something. They're challenged by somebody's research. They're challenged to do research. In the subconscious, let me see this, do this properly. In the subconscious, we've got the Chariot. They went out of here. They went out of here. In the recent past, Five of Pentacles. Somebody has lost everything. Been defeated. Intentions and expectations. Eight of Swords. Restrictions. Restriction. In the near future, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. This is a painful ending for somebody. The lens that's being looked through. The Moon. Fear. In the environment. Three of Wands. So you're moving forward with something, an enterprise. You're making preparations for something, an expansion of an idea, business, an effort, hopes and fears. Well, we've got Page of Wands in the reverse. They're not able to communicate. They're unstable. This is bad news. The outcome. Strength. Could be some kind of a challenge. The strength of two together. The strength of two together. The King of Cups is dealing with this fraud, calling judgment on it. So that the love of divine masculine, who is in this strong union here, is calling judgment on this trickery, this fraud that is being done to this Earth Angel Empress. Somebody's been fighting with her, effing her up, and this Divine Masculine is upset about it because whoever this is, they've been bringing abusive relationships to the territory of, and that's just not going to happen. We've got Queen of Pentacles here, which is a supportive mother figure. She could be divorcing out some energies here. She could be the mother of one of these people, or she is just in support of divine unions. She's evicting out this kind of crap. We've got their relationship, this passion project, and these tricksters and these frauds. Their relationship with this high priestess is over. It's an emergency. It's an emergency. It's an emergency because, you know, it's an emergency, and they want to negotiate with these lovers, with the strength of two together. They want to negotiate because they're in a nightmare over the truth being exposed, over what they've been doing to stars, or the light energy of those that they have been being passionate with. And it's all about dominating the foundation here. So we've got a lot of powerful justice coming in. The law of cause and effect. It's going to hit real quick, real hard. This is a completion of the heavy burden that those entities who embody the essence of the sun have been under. You're coming into the fruits and the reward of your effort, your labor. The burden that you have carried for others has offered you a reward. Those others that were, you've manifested yourself a big old strong cup of love. So it is coming. Now so you've manifested yourself a reward because you were carrying a heavy burden for others who wanted to steal your future. But now, because you survived, and you've got a victory over this. They're having to manage their own self. They didn't win a reward because their effort was all put into destroying you. But you lived. And so they're being restricted by an 8 of Swords and a 5 of Pentacles and a 10 of Swords. You're going away. The message this morning was, what was the message? They're bringing you into a new world. You are an energizer, a healer, a bringer of life, the American dream, the treasure. And you have an army protecting you. They want to do something with your silver cord that's attached to your navel. They want to get a hold of you and separate you from source with the navel. Some kind of damage to the navel. So they have been threatening that. It could be, I don't know. Maybe this is happening to them for what they've done. So we've got the Knight of Wands and conflict. Mr. Passion Project using his phallus or his appendage to create conflict in the lives of their intimate partners. They're challenged because you have researched. You're shedding light on this truth. You know the truth of it. You know what Mr. Schwankster is doing. Mr. Charming. They're using intimate encounters to create conflict in the lives of others. They're not sovereign. You've researched. These people are not sovereign beings. Or this passion project F-Fest. They're not sovereign. You've got a victory over them. And you're leaving. This is in their mind. You won. You won. You won the right to live your life without this conflict. They were trying to take your life with this intimate encounter. They were trying to suck the soul out of you and trade places with you. So you've got a victory over that, and you have earned your eternal love, your evermore. This person was trying to fight you to keep you from it. They're in a 5 of Pentacles now. They've lost everything. They've been defeated. Important. They're experiencing a financial loss. They could think that they're important, or maybe somebody who is important has defeated them. They're in an 8 of Swords restriction. Driver. So there are restrictions being placed on those who manipulate the lives of others, driving them, fouling their energy with this intimate encounter meant to destroy them. They're being restricted. They're in a 10 of Swords energy, an utter defeat. 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Spiritual throne. There's a painful ending to whoever it is that has been seated upon this throne. Or there's a painful ending coming to them by you who are on that throne. We get more clarification. This is the end of their greatness. They're in fear here with the main. Religion. Casting illusions. They could be casting illusions. Working in the background. We've got the 3 of Wands. There's some sort of activity here. An enterprise, an overseas enterprise. Somebody's plans are in motion. Expansion. Wise guy. There's a wise guy. A moving forward. So there's a moving forward for a wise guy. Page of Wands reversed. We've got creating conflict. Instability. Teacher. Lack of direction. Due to the strength of your union here, the 2 of Cups. These unions, these power couple unions, one or more, singular or plural, micro, macro, take it as it resonates. Remember that genders are fluid, it's energy. Vanity. So you've got a very strong, subtle power here regarding unified love. We've got vanity here, somebody's vanity. Horse playing around. So you're looking at the vanity, the horseplay of vain people, the backstory of the snake, and their martyring of wholesome people with the spirits here. Creating drama in their lives, and now there's a defense. here regarding this puppet master and this driving of people. The prophecy is being fulfilled. It's bringing about a change regarding the purpose of those who have been pretending to be you, acting as you on this spiritual throne, driving people down a pathway of incoherence and destruction. They've been driving them into failure. They've dressed it up. You know, they've said, oh, you know, if you fight with these people, then you're going to be a winner. But the truth of the matter is that they're, no matter what they do with that attitude, they're never going to be a sovereign being. Never. They have created hardship in their own lives, trying to come after your home. You've got forgiveness here for what these personalities who refuse to be responsible did while wearing your energy. They are addicted to appearing as though they're important, but they have a very limited perception, and they've been observed doing their witchery here. They're getting a message. This player, this horse player, is getting a message. Maybe they're getting a visitation. I heard complaint about monitoring spirits. So they're being watched, and they know they're being watched. There is justice being served on behalf of those who care for themselves and build good things in their lives, who create a stable and harmonious foundation in their circumstance. And these passion projects, these schwanksters who are not sovereign. They really thought that a world of prostitution was going to overcome and overpower a world of strong familial trees, generational strength. So we've got a Knight of Wands creating conflict with their passion project. Neglect. So they neglected, so they would come in as a lover, sweet talking, I'm going to be here forever for you, babe, F you up, and then create conflict in your life by failing to give you what you need, by showing their true colors. They're just a warring, neglectful POS. The only thing they have going for them is a schwang, and they're using it as a weapon of war, rather than attempting to build a family that can last and be strong. Holding back. They're not sovereign. They're challenged. They're being held back. They're holding back. You've got a Chariot here and an Evermore. You've got a victory. So the power of two, this Two of Cups, the Lovers, this Evermore has gained a victory over the Passion Project. The lustful people pretending, these wise guys, these religious wise guys that have been seated on this spiritual throne, driving the lives and the minds of others. They've been erasing their song and insisting that they sing their song. So you can't sing your song, you have to sing my song, and you have to do things as I say, because I'm the one connected to God, not you, me. And that's what this wise guy was saying. You cannot sing your song because you don't know how. Overwhelmed. This stress is draining them. You've got a victory here. You're coming into your Evermore, your eternal love. We've got overwhelmed. They're stressed out. They neglected you. They're not getting it. They're getting a Five of Pentacles. They have been defeated. We've got important here. So they've been defeated. They thought that they were important. They were effing their way to the top, and they thought that was the way to go. But now they're losing everything. including their status of importance. The only reason they felt they were important was because of the money that they were taking from everybody else. They're having a restriction here, 8 of Swords, restriction for this driver of people into misery. Space. Yeah. So there's space here. This driver can't get into your space. They're in a 10 of Swords, a collapse. Their spiritual throne is collapsing. This is a painful ending of their ability to sit on this spiritual throne or in status. They've missed their opportunity here. They're in crisis. They're out there trying their best to cast illusions, to cause fear, to get you to cling to them, thinking that that's the only way you're going to be saved. Soul contract. They want a soul contract. So they're in fear. They're casting illusions. This religion, they want a soul contract. We've got 3 of Wands. This is an enterprise. They're expanding around the globe. We've got wise guy. This is a wise guy, religious teacher who taught bad teachings. Forgiveness. They want forgiveness. A wise guy wants forgiveness. There's poor communication. They want forgiveness for creating conflict, for teaching people how to create conflict. They don't want to be a third party anymore. They lost. They taught instability. They were teaching people instability, how to destabilize families, and they don't want to do that anymore. You're strong here. You're strong. This as a power couple that's intent. I mean, you want your damn family, and you don't want these jackasses coming in there, RAPing your children or flipping them in and screwing with their minds. You want responsible families. These people are guilty of messing with the hope that you had for responsible families. You don't have to be here. There's limitless numbers of, yeah, they did not appreciate the beauty in you. So you're very strong in your connection here. And you're dealing with those who did not appreciate you. These prideful people, look, they didn't appreciate you, the beauty that you offered. So you're being reunited with somebody who does appreciate you. You're being, you're being brought into a new world. And you've got these terrible wise guy, religious wise guys. They're talking about unaliving. So they want to frame somebody as though they have done an uicide. They're looking at cadavers. They want to put in a cadaver, frame somebody as doing an uicide, and then they want to KID nap them and obtain or claim their energy, their life force, their consciousness, their connections to source. They want to do a thing with the navel. They want to separate you from the Most High God. They want to destroy that silver cord connection so that they can keep you forever. An irreplaceable, the way you love is irreplaceable. This prideful person did not appreciate you at all. So you're reunited with somebody who can. You're seen as irreplaceable. The way you love can't be matched. And you've got somebody in here at these passion project people from the shadows, effing their way to the top, being sleazy and stuff, and brutal and cruel. They're brokenhearted now because the truth has been revealed. And they don't know what to do because they can't separate you. This power couple or power couples, and the strength that you hold together, they can't separate you from each other. And now this reflection, this doppelganger, this copycat, doesn't know what to do. They're unsatisfied with the way this is working out. There's an understanding that reciprocity is coming. You carried the sin or the weight of the burden of these ones as they offloaded it with their swaying into you. They traded places with you. Now they want to talk because they're hurting from the damages that they've caused. They're really feeling your absence. They sabotage their own damn self. They didn't tell everything. They're with this commitment. You know, they were lying, cheating, stealing. And now they want to escape this habitual pattern that they got themselves all wound up in. They don't want to be this anymore. It's like, oh, you won. Oh, now I see the error of my ways and I want to do right now. And it's like, there's a heavy karmic debt for the damage that has been done. They want to capture a powerful divine feminine that is in this Two of Cups union. And they want to sever the silver cord from source so that they can capture what she is and use it to prolong their own damn life for eternity. Eternal separation from God. They're talking about damaging the silver cord connection to source, creator, that's in the navel. That's what these ones are doing right now. Source, they want to separate divine feminine from source creator, these, because they want to rule as gods. They need a soul contract with you. They need permission to be here. They're casting illusion, trying to get it. They're trying to convince people that they know the way to God, and they want people to commit to them. And it's been said that to connect to God, you got to get in your own damn closet all by yourself. Tap into that silver corded connection to source and make the relationship happen. But these guys want to step in as the middle guy. They don't want you having that cord. They don't want you having that connection. They want you to go here. They want you to stay here and to stay in a state of fear. Because that's the energy that they like to feed on. Look, forgiving. Now they want forgiveness. Mr. Passion has brought conflict to the state of intimate encounters, to the sexual, the sacred union between divine feminine and masculine, or however you see that. They neglected you. Now they want forgiveness. I didn't mean to hurt you. Well, you certainly did. You came in with full-on intention of actually doing this. You thought for sure it was going to be successful because this guy taught you how. And it's been going on for centuries. They have been casting shadows using the light of divinity. And then training these passion projects to play in those shadows rather than build with the light of the divinity that they have trapped. It's stupid. All because they want to be seen as important, as the authority with God. They don't want you having a relationship with God. They want you having a relationship with them, and they want you to listen to them about what God wants in your life. You shine a light on here with the Hermit card. We've got sovereign in the reverse. They're not sovereign beings. And we've got held back, holding back. They're trying to hold you back from connecting with source. Reaching. They're reaching for you. You are love, and love is eluding them. You're holding back now. You recognize that they're not sovereign. They're just a swingster, a little prostitute whore who's out there trying to F their way to the top, to the glory hole or whatever. You've got your chariot here, a victory over that. You're moving into your evermore. You are being moved into a new world, and they're overwhelmed and stressed out because you're leaving them alone. They have to deal with their own crap. You're moving into a new world. which is leaving them in a Five of Pentacles defeat. They were important because of the money that they could siphon off of your energy and your life while leaving you in a state of neglect. They took everything from you. Your energy, your happiness, your love, your self-worth, your ability to like yourself. They drummed it into your mind that you were worthless, unworthy, unlovable, a sinner. From the day you were born, you're a damn sinner. That's what they want you to believe. They don't want you to believe that you're the divine child of God that was sent here to create heaven on earth with the song that you sing into the world. They're calling you a siren because your song is being sung and shifts are happening. And they're blaming you. They're saying you're demonic. When you're singing this song of the freaking soprano, an upper dimensional, sacred, angelic being in the flesh. And these ones are furious about it. They want to be the only source. They don't want you singing your song or recognizing that you are connected to source with your silver cord that's in the navel. They're being restricted here because they were driving your life into failure with reverse psychology, telling you that being a lustful little hoe bag was the way to get God's prize. They can't get in your space. They're not going to be able to drag you into this rabbit hole. They're restricted. This driver is restricted from getting into your space. They can't create crazy drama in your life anymore. They're in a Ten of Swords, painful ending regarding this spiritual throne. They have missed their opportunity here. They're not able to break you or the promises that you have been given. You didn't break any promises. When you said you loved somebody, and you cared for somebody, you actually honored that and that you meant it. So I know that a lot of people are in those sexless, loveless marriages, right? These contracts that they permitted where there was no love, no support, you're being used like a servant, you know, but some of you took that time to go and heal, to discover about yourself. You didn't break the contract. You're like, well, I got married. I'm going to go use this time wisely. You didn't break your contract. So they missed their opportunity because you did your very best with what you were given. They're creating, look. So this could be a religious person who is in fear because they have a soul contract with the snake, with the devil. And you're leaving. You're taking your evermore, your light, your bright, shiny light, your life force, your fabulous, supercharging, healing energy, and you're leaving. That spiritual throne is yours. So we've got an expansion or a moving forward. This wise guy wants forgiveness. Struggling to get over the past. Burned. They want forgiveness for burning you. I really feel that these people who have been manipulating timelines through stolen and trapped energy, that they have trapped in a crazy drama with this passion project schwankster. They come in with this intimate encounter, they download their karmic debt, and they trap you in crazy drama with this rabbit hole bullshit that's managed by this snake. You got out of that trap. And you know, they had access to making timelines. And I really feel that they were like taking the oracles and the prophetesses and prophets, and they were like transporting them back in time and then accusing them of being witches and burning them. And I really feel that that's what these religious people have been doing to get rid of the prophets and the prophetesses that could shine a light on their nastiness. So now this teacher has been creating conflict. Page of Wands in the reversed. They don't know what to do. There's instability for this teacher. We've got third party in the reverse. It didn't work out. They want to keep it a secret. They don't want people to know that this person has been teaching instability. This religious wise guy has been they want to keep it a secret, but they've been teaching this instability and this practice. This has a habitual patterning of gaining wealth. This is what they've been teaching. They want to keep it a secret. They're unstable. They've been creating conflict with this bad teacher stuff. They weren't telling the whole truth. They're not telling the truth. They want forgiveness for burning you, but they're not telling you that they were teaching the whole freaking world how to cause instability through intimate encounters and relationship. All you need is a contract. It doesn't even have to be a real contract. You can go into this spirit. You can cause somebody to have an O while they're laying in their bed and sleeping. You can go in and have a dream. And in that dream, you can actually have a freaking encounter, which leads to a root chakra or sacral chakra release and binding to somebody in the astral. And they never show up in the physical. They just drain your freaking account, your spiritual inheritance. And then they pile all of their snaky orgy bullshit onto your energy signature. And you never agreed to it. It was all magically produced. Forbidden magic is what these ones are doing. So they are in a painful ending with this spiritual throne that's coming to a painful end. They've missed their opportunity because you kept your promise. All your promises, you kept your promise. You didn't turn into a malice or vengeance. You provided people with what they needed. You were very gracious. You were very generous, very loving and kind. Benign. You didn't create war for anybody. Even though they were hurting you and piling on the karmic debt for the war they were creating, they were forcing you to carry that energy as though you were guilty of it, but it was all a lie, a forbidden magic illusion. They did not appreciate, these prideful people did not appreciate the beauty that you brought. So you're gaining a reunion with an irreplaceable person. The Two of Cups is coming together, and you're being very fierce about it, very aggressive about it. This prideful people did not appreciate you, and it's like, get out of my, don't even. Because they're a liar who played childish games with love. They were supposed to guide people and families into successful, beautiful, bright, shining family trees that lasted for generations and gained in strength over time. But instead, they played childish games with this snake and they destroyed them instead. They're not guiding anybody. They're gathering a freaking list of members, and then they command that spiritual inheritance through the relationship. They feel they own your children, their energy, and their future, as well as yours. They're having anxiety. They're grieving. This is not working out the way that they had planned. They're crushed. You're tired. You deserve a break from this crap. It's so exhausting. They're guilty of messing with you from a distance. And they're looking for an exit plan. You're looking for an exit plan. You've got an exit plan. They made life very hard for you and ignored your needs. They left you in the dark and then took everything from you, touting themselves successful billionaires, chosen ones of God. And you're just a little peasant and worthy of everything that they took from you, right? And now things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve, because these ones have lost. They have lost, and they're unable to free themselves from this entanglement with that snake. They're going under. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They weren't paying attention to what was important, and you're leaving, and this is causing them a very serious ending. Everything's collapsing for these people. This is ending. Their relationship with batteries is ending. They're harvesting and toying with this beautiful bioform that is so freaking delicate and powerful at the same time is over. They made life, you had a long road of very hard circumstances caused by these ones. You're the diamond that made their life worth living. And they called you a sinner who wasn't worthy of heaven. This weed needs to face it. This conquest, this another notch in the headboard shit didn't work out. Their life is falling to pieces. Their cup is empty because you have escaped. Their brutal, fear-mongering, illusion casting bullshit of this shadow freaking snake. They're demons, happiness haters. They hate family. They don't like the mother. They want her wealth. They want her womb. They want to transplant freaking wombs into their own bodies so that they can call themselves a freaking biological woman. Ready. So you're making plans. There's arrangements being made. They want forgiveness. They neglected you. They came in and effed you up with their phallus and created all kinds of conflict, betrayals, diseases, many different sex partners coming in and putrefying your energetic signature with their own disgusting mess. You're shining a light here with the Hermit. You can see very clearly that they're not sovereign beings. You're holding back while they're reaching out, trying to connect with you for love. They want to compromise. Come on, let me have it. And you don't want it. You're holding back. It's like you're not a sovereign being. You're an F-boy. You're a fucking prostitute. Excuse my language. You're not somebody that I want to bring home to mother. You got a victory over this. You're in your chariot. You're going away. You're being lifted into a new world, a world where there is actual loving and loyal unions that take the development of family trees very seriously. These ones are overwhelmed. The stress is draining them because you're leaving them alone. You don't actually care about them anymore because you see they're not sovereign beings. They're not worthy of your devotion or your respect, unless you're into that kind of thing. Accident. They're alone with their own crop. Now they're in danger. They're in danger and they have to face it alone. Just like you did. They've been defeated. They've lost everything. They're in a Five of Pentacles energy. The only reason that they were seen as important was because of the money that they stole from you and your life force. Selling your energy. Like people, like for me, people were coming into my sleeping chamber while I slept in the night and they were harvesting off of my sacral. You know, at first, years ago, it was like a dream, a sex dream. And then I understood that sex dreams were just harvesting events. And then I started working it to where I wouldn't let them excite me that way. I started managing that energy very purposefully, very intentionally. And I realized that they were harvesting. And so then it became a battle. Every time they came in to try to drain from me, I knew they were taking. And it was just terrible because it's RAPE. They were prostituting the energy of a single sleeping woman as she was in her bed. They were sending in all these effing wise guys to freaking drain this sacral energy and then go use it in their baneful, forbidden magic. The signature of divine feminine, who is alone, they were using in their baneful magic to hurt people that she loves. Schedule in the reverse. They're not on the schedule. They neglected you, and their status of importance is coming to an end. They've been utterly defeated. They're in an Eight of Swords energy. This driver cannot get into your space and bring you any more crazy drama. And that's good news. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. They can't mess with you anymore. They're in a Ten of Swords, painful ending. It's over with this spiritual throne. They missed their opportunity because you did not break your promises. You kept true to your commitments, to yourself, to those people that you pledged support of and to, whether it be in your 3D experience, say you had a marriage or a union that was non-sexual, that was non-anything really, but you made good use of that time to heal, to benefit your own inner divine, and to rise up out of this mess. You kept your vow with whatever that was. You did not break your promise. They did. So we've got illusions and fear for this religion who has a soul contract with this snake, and they've got homeless. They're being cast away. Are being cast away. You're moving forward with this wise guy. They want forgiveness for burning you, for hurting you. For burning you for a blessing. They hurt you so that they could get a reward. And now they want your forgiveness. They want another blessing, which would be your forgiveness and acceptance and allowance of their presence in your life still. You are the blessing that they burned. Over and over again. Creating conflict, instability, teaching people how to be a third-party whore for profit, lying, causing trouble for people. Now they're in a natural disaster. Their secret was that they wanted to cause you a reason to survive while they stole your intellectual property and identity, your memories, the way you care. And there's evidence of it. They don't know what to do. There's evidence of them doing this, and they're being rejected by eternal love. They're being rejected from the good moral human who has gotten mercy because these assholes, excuse my language, these jerks were doing magic on your marriage, on your marriages, on your ability to have a marriage. And now they're frightened. They were praying and dominating you, not allowing you to have a marriage. You're a sweetheart. They made sick. They preyed on it. Your marriage, your vow, your ability to have children. They didn't want you procreating because this is your position, and so it belongs to your lineage, and they couldn't have you having children, let alone surviving, but you did. And you're reunited with your love here. Your irreplaceable, powerful, loving, powerful, unified, aligned love. And they're frightened. They're frightened because you're being very aggressive. Because you know what they did to you. And you know that it's not just one lifetime. It's centuries of lifetimes. And it's not just you. It's many. Justice is being served on their work. On the work that they have been doing. On the powerful light forces of this world. with that, had the white halo connection to source divine. They've been severing that connection, and they've been siphoning that energy, feeding it to their black hole soul that they have a soul contract with. A whole freaking network of people. You're getting your reward. You're coming into your fate, your destiny. These third wheel enemies are bound to the curses that they tried to lay upon you because you have triumphed and you're coming into your family. And you could have a whole new family and a whole bunch of alliances that are kicking that crap out of these ones. These prideful ones who wanted the life of extravagance that is promised to you because you reached your goals. And these mask wearers fell into the trap of their own supernatural disturbances, trying to bind you. Man. So they're gonna try to want to be your friend. They're gonna want to lure you in. They're gonna want to paint themselves as some freaking angel who actually, and they're going to want to use proper words. Mind you, proper words, these proper words are a script. It's a script. You know, law people like to use fancy words that you'll never understand as a peasant. They'll sound super intelligent and they don't care if you ever understand because their goal is for you not to understand. Just like these ones, they use proper words and they say, well, you're not getting talked to by God unless it sounds like this. And I'm sorry. That's just a lie. These ones have dressed everything up. This wise guy, teacher, religion, proper words. Oh, I am so sacred. It rumbled through my soul. It shook the ground that my feet stood upon. Oh, Lord. I mean, come on, man. It's simple to be an abundant, limitless being connected to source. It's not complicated. God is not a pompous ass that wants to impress people by his magnificence. It just is that, by being that. It doesn't need words to make it happen. The presence alone is that. This person has an attachment. And they're getting kicked out of God's kingdom. This is the end of their spiritual throne. They misled massive amounts of people over centuries into defilement, into degrading themselves for money. They led them away. They led them away from God. And they're in fear. See, the husband, the father, the head of the household, in traditional senses, is supposed to be guiding his family closer to that holy and sacred union with God. God is the mother and father, the creators of all that is. And these guys taught people how to be third-party whores for money, to destroy and hurt people, to betray love, to strip stability out of the foundation. Doesn't matter if you have a child, that's just more money. They want forgiveness. There's arrangements being made. They don't want to die. There's arrangements being made. You didn't die. You've shined a light on this. They're not a sovereign being. You're holding back. They're trying to reconnect to you, but love is eluding them because they're a third-party hoe bag. Look, they want to connect and attach themselves to your love. But they're only, they are conflict and neglect. All they are is an F-boy, man. That's all they are. Somebody wants to come in, eat your freaking food while you go to work so that they can complain about the laundry not being done exactly to their liking or whatever. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Freaking jackwagon. They want you to compromise with them. Look. They were blaming you for their own sick ways. You were looking for the evermore, the eternal love, the support that builds generational wealth in the genetic line. And these ones, they just wanted to tear it up. They have to accept responsibility for their own well-being because you did not perish. You got a victory over that, a victory over death. You have a victory over death, and they're thinking about it. Because you're getting your evermore, your eternal love. You earned it. And that means they're going to be alone, suffering some dangerous situations, dealing with a whole lot of stress in the mental body, in the energy body. And they're going to have to do it alone. Nobody's going to support them. There's no love in them. They have failed. They have failed to unalive you. They have failed to bring a death to everlasting love. Five of Pentacles, defeat to their idea of being important. The only reason they were seen that way is because of the money that they were able to steal from you by neglecting you and your family and their duties to bring your family into higher and higher levels of union with the Most High, with God. They're not on the schedule anymore of relationships that serve the higher good because they neglected you and them for money. They're not on the schedule. They're being bound with the Eight of Swords because they drove people into failure. And then they deceitfully convicted them of being irresponsible and incapable of managing themselves or their spiritual inheritance. They're not able to get into your space. They can't bring you any more crazy drama. You did not get stuck there. You've got a miracle. This is good news. They're being cut out of your mental body. They can no longer telepathically connect to you or siphon your intellectual property or create religious, schizophrenic, telepathic bullshit in your mind. They can't attack you with these demons that they like to do business with. These snakes. They're in a painful ending on this spiritual throne. They've missed their opportunity because you did not keep your promises. Nobody's breaking their promise with you. You are a beautiful person and they did not appreciate you at all. You're being reunited with irreplaceable love because irreplaceable love is what you are. You did not surrender. You did not break your promises. And that's bringing about a change. A change that they can't stop. They were creating illusions. They're in fear here because they have a soul contract with the snake that they were tempted by. They're being cast away. They have failed. They're losing everything. And we've got growth in consciousness and awareness. You've grown. They may have a growth. They may have a growth in their mind. So we've got Three of Wands, moving forward, some kind of expansion, some kind of enterprise. This is worldwide. We've got this wise guy who's seeking forgiveness for burning you, for hurting you. You are the blessing. Grateful and thankful. And they hurt you. And they want forgiveness for it. But you're too courageous here. You're courageous. Even when they tried to fill you with doubt and indecision, they don't know what to do now. They're unstable. This teacher, there's instability for this teacher who was teaching people how to create conflict through third-party whoring relationships. Their secret was that they would come in, gain this third-party relationship, cause you an event that you would have to survive so that they could rob you. They were causing natural disasters in people's lives so that they could rob them. Low-life whores prostituting themselves for this religious get-rich-quick scheme. All you have to do is betray love. They already betrayed God. They wanted your abundance. Your mental body, look, they're in fear. They're afraid. Those who were bringing you adversity, they're afraid. They were trying to rob you of your abundance. But you're too strong. And now you're with your perfect love. You're in this partnership that's irreplaceable. The love is irreplaceable. It's dedicated. It's devoted. You got some egotistical, prideful people here who did not appreciate the beauty of you. They did not care about you one bit. And now you're being fierce and aggressive, protecting yourself. And they're afraid. They're having paranoia. They're having paranoia. And somebody thinks it's funny. Or maybe they're just paranoid because you're focusing on the lighter side of life. Or maybe they have to. They're frightened because, look, we've got humor. You're focusing on the brighter side of life. You bring a perfect sense of harmony to your world, balance. That is being restored here. Peace is being restored. The negative energy that inhibits peace is being removed fiercely, and they are frightened. Justice is occurring. Justice is occurring for all of the shady snake business. You know, they defiled that appendage. They used it as a weapon of war. They came in speaking proper words of love, speaking proper words of devotion to God and whatever. And then they got that intimate relationship, and then they did terrible things to extract your happiness, your wealth in the 3D and in the spirit. There's no love in them. These people are so foul, so dark, so evil. But they have the countenance because they do the unaliving, right, of innocence and purity. They dress up in a cloak of light of those innocent ones that they robbed. Health. You did not die. You're healthy. And now you're part of somebody else's health and wellness journey. You're getting ready. There's arrangements being made, preparations being made. You didn't die. You were able to withstand the burden of the torturous challenges that these ones brought while trying to burn you for your blessing. The blessing of who you are, the blessing that you have to offer this world. They didn't want to take part in a world where you were offering blessing. They wanted to take the blessing from you and use it as they fit. This song is yours. The wealth is yours because God says he wants your song to be sung in the world. He wants your love to be spread. He wants those seeds planted in that soil. And these ones want to tear up those seeds and take that light and that power, that energy, and they want to use it to flaunt, to become the idols of worship. the false idols that people worship. We've got the Hermit here shining a light on these ones. You see that they're not sovereign. You're holding back. They're trying to reach out and connect with you. They want your love so bad. They're a third-party enemy who wants to blame you for the responsibility of their foul nature. They want to lay their karmic debt onto you. They want you to welcome them into your world so that they can blame you for what it is they have done here. They want to put that energy into you and make you carry it. You got your Chariot, you got a victory over that. You're getting your everlasting love, your evermore. These ones are overwhelmed and stressed out by it because they're alone and they're dealing with some dangerous circumstances. There is no love in them. They have failed to get revenge. There's no love in them, and you have no more love for them. They have failed to get revenge on you. Now, why did they want revenge on you when you were just loving them? They wanted to get revenge on you because you loved them? They wanted to get revenge on you because your love is what brings abundance? So they thought they'd steal your love from you and take all that abundance and leave you in a natural disaster. Burn you for your gifts. They're looking for reconnection because they have failed. So they're out there right now. They're dressing up in this beautiful shine of innocent energy that's being harvested. And they're coming out just glowing, speaking in this soft, sweet voice, using proper words that are so mystical. Oh, the ground rumbled beneath my feet as God spoke. Oh, the reverence. The reverence of this one who has a soul contract with a snake, talking about God. Trapping people. Trapping people. They rely on trapping people so that they can have growth. They're being cast away. They're homeless without it. You're the one who grew. You've got all this stuff. They need to trap you. They need you to get a soul contract with the snake so that they can command your wealth. Their status of importance comes from your wealth. So we've got curiosity. They want to learn more. Now they want to learn more. What they want to learn is how can they defeat you next time. They wanted to get another shot at it. They're in a 5 of Pentacles defeat here. And they've neglected you. They weren't not paying attention to what was important. The fact is that the only reason that they feel important was because of all that money. All those proper words. Whatever. You know? Speak plainly. They're being restricted from driving you. They can't get into your space. They can't bring you crazy drama. This is good news. It's a miracle. They're being disconnected from your mind. Your intentions are positive, and they cannot connect to your mind anymore because they're not like you. They wanted to drive you into failure. They're having a painful ending here because you did not break your promises and you did not surrender. They thought if all of them could pile their crap on you, the divine stated the other day that you carried the weight of their sin, and therefore you're coming into a reward of eternal love and a decent, comfortable life. You did not break your promises, regardless of how many people were dumping their sin onto you. How many of these people were getting into your energy and dumping their foul orgy, unfaithful, disloyal, hurtful, blood magic, forbidden shit, where in your energy that they harvested in your energy. They were playing in your energy. Now this is why. infidelity is bad, because you've got people coming in and fouling your energetic signature, the thing that connects you to God, that makes you known. And you get all these other people into your root, into your energy, and they're downloading their karmic debt into you. Pretty soon you're carrying all that crap from them and everybody else that they sleep with. And the problem is that these ones do it with that intention. They intend to bring their nastiness to you because you're this bright and shining star that can transmute their death. They're dead. They're dead. They have nothing to offer. They can't offer anybody life. If a child is born, they hate that child. They want to drain its energy too, and its spiritual fortune. That's why they have children. Also, I think they have children because they want a body that they own, that they can inhabit when their own body gets sick through whatever forbidden magic, this transference of crap. Somebody wants a favor. They need a small favor. There's a change here. So somebody, they may want to offer you a small favor. We've got uninterested. So we've got small favor. Help me with something small. You're uninterested in sage advice. Uninterested in sage advice. Maybe they were, I heard several months ago that they needed to seek wise counsel because their Savior didn't save them. There were 2 prophecies apparently, and theirs did not come to fruition. Now they're trying to train people to believe or to look for somebody other than them as an antichrist. But it's them who have this wise guy, religious person who has the soul contract with the snake. They're trying to project their own stuff while smiling, and speaking all the proper words in the proper ways to create illusions in the minds of people that whoever rises will be an antichrist. They're trying to manipulate people's minds still. They're trying to save themselves. Vent. They got to get something off their chest. Growth. They have a growth on their chest. There may be something attached to their heart chakra. So you're moving forward, wise guy. We've got forgiveness for burning you. You're the blessing. You're grateful. You're thankful. We've got plans. Somebody wants to get together with you soon. This wise guy wants forgiveness for burning you. They got some bad news. They're unstable. They were teaching people how to be a third-party hoe bag by hurting people, abundant, limitless beings that can create joy and beauty in this world, and they were robbing them by creating chaos in their life. You're not desperate. You're not desperate for these people. You're abundant and limitless, and they were trying to rob you. You're very strong. You're in this marriage connection, a partnership. It could be spiritual. It could be 3D. Take it as it resonates. You're focused on the lighter side of life. You bring a state of perfect harmony into your world. The 2 of you together are very well balanced. You're working very strongly together as beings of love, bringing peace, restoring peace by removing the negative energy. These prideful people did not appreciate the beauty that you offered. They did not appreciate the perspective of reality that you had regarding faithful, loyal unions. They wanted to listen to this person. You know why? Because they're all masculine, and they have failed to manage the urges of their snake. We've got friendly. You're friendly. Somebody wants to approach you as friendly with kindness. They want to gain your perspective here, but you're saying goodbye. You're saying goodbye because these are envious, gaslighting POSs. So they're coming in, they're like, hey, I know, you're being real fierce and aggressive, and they're frightened by it. They're having some kind of supernatural experiences. They're paranoid. They're coming in, they're like, hey, I'm kind, I'm friendly. Share your perspective with me. I want to learn from you. And you're like, goodbye, get out of here. You're envious. You're envious. You want to learn what I know so that you can twist it and then use it against me. and a gaslighting, manipulating other people's perspective regarding what it is that I teach you or share with you. And it's like, no, not giving you nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing, because you're a prideful little snake-attached bastard who sucks the life out of limitless abundant beings that is here to create beauty in this world. The beauty that you don't appreciate. No, there's no need to get together and try to share perspectives, because the last cycle has proven without a doubt, as a matter of fact, somebody came in and stated to the face that they did not appreciate your perspective on reality. Absolutely not. They don't want your perspective. They're envious of you. They only want to learn what you know so they can twist it and then manipulate other people's perspective regarding you, so that they can try to cast these illusions of fright regarding you. These same people that have a soul contract with the snake want to cast illusions and then project their own reality onto you. They want to call you an antichrist, because they're in a painful ending defeat regarding the spiritual throne that they have held for centuries. They have lied and stolen the light and the life force of others through this sexual encounter. They did not guide families. They did not raise and lift families and help them become more powerful, more prominent. They instead sucked the life out of them and deteriorated them, defiled them, and degraded them for their own benefit. And they rose. They got billions of dollars. They're so freaking rich and powerful. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one here. I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.